what are you talking about? He said, you don't have it. I said, what are you talking about? No, he said, Spence is not a shade of what he was. And this is before the fight. This is a while. He's like, think about this logically. Has Bud Crawford looked that dominant against anybody?
Those are the words of Michael Jai White as he reveals that Errol Spence's sparring partner was conversing with him, and he told him that before the fight, as you guys heard, that he's not the same fighter. He's a shell of himself. And according to Michael Jai White, as he was watching the fight, what he was told by the sparring partner of Errol Spence, that seemed to be true, based on the fact of the question that Michael Jai White has asked: have you seen Terrence Crawford look that dominant against anybody? And let me counterpunch. First of all, shout out to Michael Jai White. I think what he was told versus what he believes, I don't believe that. That's the thing about belief. You can believe whatever you want. Like Floyd says, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Exactly. And that's so true. Because the question that Michael Jai White asked about Terrence Bud Crawford was, have you seen him dominant against anybody like that before? And the question is, and the answer is yes, you have. Look, I've saw Terrence Crawford do these type of things before. He has been dominant before. You know, it's the fact that Terrence Crawford, now people are starting to believe that his resume wasn't a fluke. His resume represented different fighting styles from different fighters that, guess what? A lot of people that were keeping him from fighting the best did not fight. Let's just call it a buck. You know, you whoop Amir Khan and Kell Brook and Jeff Horn and Jose Benavidez and Mean Machine. Like, there's not many fighters that can say they fought them all. Errol Spence fought Kell Brook to get his IBF, okay? Which Kell Brook is a tricky fighter his damn self. And Terrence even had to figure him out. But once he figured him out, he stopped him. Because he knew, I'm not going to play with this guy because this guy is a counterpuncher just like me. Victor Postol, 140. Ngannou, right? Ndongo was a guy that was the unified champion. Unified, undefeated. And Terrence Crawford stopped him. Victor Postol was the boogeyman in the division that made La Machina, Lucas Matisse, retire for the first time. Because Manny did it the second. Victor Postol, he made him quit, bro. He made Lucas Matisse quit. Danny Garcia couldn't even do that, but Victor did. That tells you a lot. And then what Terrence Crawford do to him? He made him look like he was amateurish. So this Terrence Crawford is all of a sudden beating up on a guy and he looks this fantastic and he's never looked this way before is 100% utter over-the-mill bullshit. Okay?
A bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit. A bullshit.
Exactly. Okay? That's what it is. Because if anything, the excuse is coming from Errol Spence. Now I should feel that Errol Spence should fight somebody else. So, you know, we won't have this misconception of Errol's washed up or Errol's not this type of fighter. It was a 50-50 fight based on all this inside information. I don't buy it, man. You know, I don't buy that at all. Now, I have seen, and when I was watching it with other people, they say, well, it wasn't something quite right about Errol Spence. Well, here's the thing. The same thing I say about Errol Spence is the same thing I said about Anthony Joshua. Listen, if he's not complaining, why should we? And for that, you have to give Errol Spence props for being a man. You know what I'm saying? A man. That, hey, no excuses. The better man won tonight. Okay? That's nothing else you can do with that. People are looking because they have never seen Terrence Crawford do this. Well, I suggest you watch a Terrence Crawford fight or watch more Terrence Crawford fights. And they're all pretty much the same way. He either figures you out, gets you out of there, chops you down, and takes you out. That's what he does. That's all he does. That's no big secret to a guy that stopped the last 9 people. Come on, man. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Micheal Jai White revealing that Errol Spence's sparring partner told him that Errol Spence is a shell of himself due to the wrecks, due to lifestyle, due to whatever the fuck. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch.
Peace.